Jackson and Cape Central. Tigers are taking the floor. We're going to come back and recap this third place game for you. And then we've got the title tilt. Cape versus Jackson. We'll take a timeout. This is the Christmas tournament on SEMO ESPN and Real Rock 99.3. back to the Show Me Center as we recap the third place game, which goes to Charleston by a final score of 68-58. The scoring, Teridian Bogan leading the way with 17 points. 15 for Samuel Bledsoe. 15 also for Latrell Porter. 2 for Preston Moore. 6 for Javontre Wiley. And Blesson Kimball finished with 11, all 11 coming in the second half. For Notre Dame, they were led by Justice Toma. He had 19 points, 16 for Thomas Crippen. Carter Dame, who got to the free throw line quite a bit, finished with 10 points, 6 of the 10 coming from the line. Jack Floyd hit 3 first half three-pointers. He finished with 9. 2 points for Drew Heiserer and 2 points for Caleb LeGrand. And that's the way the scoring went. And the final score again, Charleston wins third place, 68-58. And now we will turn our attention to the championship game. And believe it or not, in the history of this tournament, these two cities separated by about 8 miles, Cape and Jackson, how many times do you think they've played each other in the championship game of this 74-year-old tournament? It's happened 3 times. Jackson is 2-1 over Cape Central. The first time they met, 2003, and Jackson was a winner. Then in 2013, Jackson defeated Cape Central. And then in 2015, so 3 years ago, it was Cape Central beating Jackson. And of course, last year, Central, who won its 12th tournament title, defeated Charleston. Jackson has won it 6 times. Cape Central has won it 12. No team has lost in the finals more in the history of the tournament than the Indians. They have 13 tournament losses so far. They have been in the championship game 19 times. They are 6-13 in the title game. And they will try to knock off Cape Central, who, by a vote of all of the coaches prior to the tournament, everyone voted Cape Central as the top team. Jackson came in the number 3 seed. And how did they arrive here in the championship game? Well, Cape Central dispatched to Bell City on day 1. Then they took out Chaffee on the second day of the tournament. Last night, they eliminated or sent Notre Dame into that third place game as they beat Cape Notre Dame. And now they are awaiting the Jackson Indians, who dispatched to Meadow Heights here in the 12 noon game Wednesday. Then, day 2, they took out Delta. And last night, they edged the Charleston Blue Jays. And that's how they have arrived here. Now, Charleston just won the third place game. Oran took 5th place. And Scott County Central on a buzzer beater by Edward Farr beats Scott City 69-67. And so there's just one more game to see who is the top dog here in this tournament. It will be Cape Girardeau Central and Jackson High School. And when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for these two squads. It's going to be fun. This place is really filling a big crowd, and they're hoping for a really good game. And we anticipate this one being a lot of fun. The championship will be decided between the Indians and the Tigers, and we'll get it underway when we come back. It's the 74th annual Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament on SEMO ESPN 1220 and Real Rock 99.3. are ready for the national anthem. We're going to let you listen in as we honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem. And it looks like we're going to have a quartet that's going to sing it for you.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flags runners bursting in gave proof in the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Big hand for the quartets. And now we're going to get the starting lineups here for the championship game from the 26-year public address announcer of the Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament, Mr. Frank Ellis, as tonight's starters.
You go ahead. Are you ready?
Yeah. Let me get my other stuff down first.
Oh, he's got
Test it. Test and see if he has you on.
And you get a little behind the scenes there as Frank Ellis gets set to give us the starting lineups.
And good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the finals once again of the Southeast Missourian 74th Annual Christmas Tournament. Again, starting lineups brought to you by Rob Rustlers and Associates, your premier agent for auto, home, and life insurance, and your personal guide to a professional world. Tonight, fighting for the championship trophy in game number 26 and the final game for the 2018 Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament, we have the Cape Central Tigers they'll be the home team on the scoreboard, playing host to the Jackson Indians. They'll be the guest on the scoreboard. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. Yes. For Jackson, at a guard, a 5'10 senior, number 4, Peyton Sawyer. For Cape Central, at a guard, a 6' senior, number 4, Chauncey Hughes. For Jackson, at a guard, a 6'1 senior, number 14, Colton Sire. For Cape Central, at a guard, a 5'9 junior, number 5, Tyrus Redden. For Jackson, at a forward, a 6'6 senior, number 22, Dalton Tollison. For Cape Central, at a guard, a 5'11 senior, number 12, Caleb Oswald. For Jackson, at a guard, a 6'3 junior, number 23, Luke Reynolds. For Cape Central, at a guard, a 6'3 senior, number 21, Doriante Tucker. For Jackson, at a forward, a 6'9 senior, number 33, Seth Beesing. And for Cape Central, at a guard, a 6'3 senior, number 23, Kenyon Hodges. The Indians are coached by Darren Scott with his assistants, Mike Holloway, Brad Wendell, and Carson King. The Tigers are coached by Drew Church with his assistants, Mike Church, Jeff Beck, and Kyle Keith. Game officials are Jason Reed, Scott Brown, and Jerry DeMent. Let it keep playing until they start.
Thank you very much, Frank Ellis with the final starting lineup of the tournament. Cape Central, the #1 seed, advanced with a win over Notre Dame here last night. 70-56 was the final score. And the opening tip is controlled by the Cape Central Tigers. Here is Tyrus Redden, point guard for Central. Jackson in the black uniforms, Central the home team in all whites. Chauncey Hughes, their top player. Top of the circle, a handoff for Redden. Now they work it into the right corner for Doriante Tucker. Tucker gets a pass from Caleb Oswald. Now a drive and a finish by Kenyon Hodges. First touch for Hodges. And there's that Cape Central press. We'll see how Jackson handles it. Hodges had 12 points last night against Notre Dame and a near turnover. Jackson really cranking up the pressure. Luke Reynolds will inbound it here for Jackson. He does to Dalton Tollison. Stands 6'6". Now Reynolds on the right wing, left-hand dribble. The 6'9" Seth Beesing came out to set a screen, never actually set the screen. And now a turnover. Colton Sire threw the ball away for Jackson. I don't know who he was throwing it to, but Cape Central going to try to take advantage. They're up 2-0 on the driving layup by Hodges. Tyrus Redden gives it up to Kenyon Hodges, deep on the left wing, dribbles to the point. Swings it left, Redden into the corner for Oswald. He will drive into the paint, running one-hander, no good. And high for the rebound, the 6'9" Seth Beesing for Jackson. 2-0 Tigers. The #1 seed and the reigning champs. Central looking for its 3rd championship in 4 years. Top of the key, holding is Colton Sire. Dribbles wing right. And good ball movement by Jackson. They flash Tollison out front. Now he gives it to Peyton Sawyer. Reynolds lobs it down to Beesing. Goes against Hodges. Jump hooks it up and in. The 6'9" Beesing. If they're able to post him up with single coverage down there, he might have a good night. Because Hodges is his defender, and Hodges is 6'3". He gives up 6 inches. Missed shot inside by the Tigers. And it's out of bounds to Jackson. 2-2 game. Played just over 2 minutes. We had 41 personal fouls in the Charleston Notre Dame game. We have not had a whistle so far in this one. So a good start. Inbounds play to Hodges. Now Tyrus Redden, the point guard, out high for the Cape Central Tigers. Oswald, little head and shoulder fake. Caleb Oswald. Doriante Tucker slides it wing right here for Tyrus Redden. Cape not really attacking. Here's a 3 in the air by Doriante Tucker, and it came up short. 2-2 game. Cape, a lot of perimeter passing, not much penetration, not much attacking of the basket. Jackson's got it. Colton Sire finds Tollison, a steal at midcourt by Redden. Tyrus Redden glides in for the layup. So a turnover on the Indians, and the Tigers get 2 points off the turnover. Racing up the far boundary, Peyton Sawyer gives it up to Luke Reynolds. He'll cross center court. Now Sawyer will take back over. Raises his left hand into the air to call play #1. Bounces high post for Tollison, handed right back to Sawyer. Swings it right for Luke Reynolds. 4-2 Cape Central, and a steal by Hodges. Another Indian turnover. Hodges! A two-handed dunk, and this place is electric. Hodges throwing it down. Hung on the rim a little bit for safety purposes, and now another Jackson turnover. And right now, Cape Central bringing the energy. Well, the fans still buzzing about that big dunk by Hodges. 6-2 Cape, and they've got the ball. And what are we going to get? We're getting a timeout.
Timeout.
I think we are. I think Darren Scott may have been asking the officials how come Hodges didn't get a technical for hanging on the rim. That may have been the discussion, but there was no tee. You're allowed by rule, if it's for safety purposes, you're holding on to the rim, so that's very subjective. but it is a 6-2 lead for the Tigers. A lot of excitement here early. Let's take a timeout. Early 4-point lead for Central in the title game. If you're listening to the game tonight, you can watch video of tonight's game on SEMOBall.com. Just log on to SEMOBall. And our video coverage tonight is brought to you by J. Marie's Formal Affairs in Chaffee. So thanks to J. Marie's Formal Affairs, helping bring you live video of tonight's game on SEMOBall.com. Teridian Bogan and company with a 6-2 lead. Here's Doriante Tucker to the rim and lays it in.
Doriante Tucker.
Boy, Cape Central was passive early, but they're attacking now, 8-2. Central up by a half a dozen. This is a big possession for Jackson, man. They're trying to get some momentum. A three-pointer by Luke Reynolds all over the rim, won't go. And it's knocked out of bounds by Colton Sire of Jackson. Back it goes to the Tigers. Good start for Central. Two really veteran coaches, by the way. Only Danny Farmer has been a head coach longer at his current school as a member of this tournament. Charleston's Danny Farmer, 22 years as the head coach. Aaron Scott has been at Jackson for 15 years. This is year 13 for Drew Church. Chauncey Hughes slided right. A three by Oswald. That won't go. And the 6'9" Biesink grabbing the rebound for the Indians. They need a hoop. Peyton Sawyer tried to throw it to Tollison off of his feet. And a steal for Tucker. Throws it ahead to Hodges. Another dunk! They love it here at the Show Me Center. The ones wearing orange anyway. And a little foul here on Doriante Tucker as he bumped Colton Sire. Tigers, early momentum and an 8-point lead. They're up 8 and Chauncey Hughes hadn't even scored yet. Jackson just needs a bucket to calm things down. Luke Reynolds inbounds it to Tollison, right back to Luke. Between the rings, right-hand dribble. Lobs it high post for Biesink. And he'll get the pass away to Peyton Sawyer. Dumps it down to Tollison, out to Biesink. He'll slide it right for Colton Sire. Well, they had success posting up Biesink. He's trying to post up. Here's the three, and it's in and out for Sawyer. Offensive rebound, and the putback by Colton Sire. And a foul coming up on the Tigers.
Foul number 23.
It's on Kenyon Hodges. First personal on Kenyon. Only 2 fouls called so far. That is great news. We had 41 fouls called in the previous game. On the right baseline, Sawyer lost the handle, got it back, goes up in traffic, flips up a shot that wouldn't go. And the Tigers corral the loose ball, Chauncey Hughes. Boy, Jackson had a good chance there. They're down 8. Cape can go up double figures. Doriante Tucker in the right corner. Couple of dribbles, finds Tyrus Redden out high. This Cape Central team is good. They are athletic. They are really quick. A three by Oswald out front. Bang! Caleb Oswald, the triple. It's a double-digit lead for Central. They have raced out to a 13-2 lead. Andrew Church sends Dorian Triplett to the scorer's table. Peyton Sawyer works left around a screen and a steal by Redden. Jackson turnover. Redden the other way in for the layup, but he's fouled before the shot by Sawyer. So no basket for Redden. He's fouled on the floor. That'll be team foul number 1 on Jackson.
First team foul.
Inbounding is Hughes. He finds Tucker. Now Dorian Triplett into the game. Touches it momentarily. Chauncey Hughes still hasn't scored. Comes into the lane. Drops it baseline for Triplett. He'll kick it into the right corner for Tucker. Now a play for Hodges out high. Slides it back on the sideline for Tucker. 1:25 and counting. 13-2 Central. They're being very passive offensively. Being very deliberate right now. They're in no hurry. Hodges bounces for Triplett left of the circle. Gives it right back to Redden. Pulls up with a jumper. Banked it strong. Biesink the rebound, or I should say Triplett. The rebound for Jackson, who throws it ahead on the sideline, and it goes through the hands of Colton Sire. Boy, that's an unforced turnover there. Jackson, the turnovers are mounting up. 13-2, a minute to play here in the first quarter. And Central's just going to run some clock at the moment. Chauncey Hughes dribbles right, a moving screen on Dorian Triplett. So foul on Central, only 5 fouls here in the first quarter. That's good news. Dorian Triplett the foul. In the backcourt, Jackson will lob it all the way across the timeline. Michael Schneider is checked in. Here's the three-pointer that won't go for Colton Sire. Tyrus Redden runs the other way. Bounces out for Chauncey Hughes, right sideline. 30 seconds to play before we hit the second period. It's all Central. Jackson has scored 2 points in the first quarter. And it looks like that's all they're going to get because Central appears to be holding for the last shot. Jackson with just 2 points. 13-2. Hodges throws it on the sideline. Now a skip right side. Tyrus Redden penetrates. Double clutches it in as he went to the cup. 1 second, a three-quarter court shot is no good. And in the title game, Jackson held to 2 points in the first quarter. They trail Cape Central 15-2. Let's take a timeout. We've got the second period coming up from the Show Me Center.
Championship game at halftime. The winner of the shootout will have the opportunity to make a shot from half court. Not for $250 pro image sport shopping spree, but $1,000 pro image shopping spree. So $1,000 pro image shopping spree. So please purchase.
It's the 26th and final game of the tournament. And you're listening to it on SEMO ESPN 1220, Real Rock 99.3 FM. And if you are tuning in on SEMOBall.com, you are watching the live video feed, and that is provided by J. Marie's Formal Affairs in Chaffee. We're going to talk with Lucas Presson from Rush Media and SEMO Ball at halftime. Stick around for that. Jackson just trying to figure out a way to score. They're down 15-2. 15-2. And a stutter step and a travel on Luke Reynolds. Boy, the turnover is really mounting for Jackson. Central is smothering right now with its defense. And they have a 13-point lead. We'll see if Jackson can find a way to get the ball in the basket. Chauncey Hughes, who still has not scored, he cross-courts a pass. Tried to skip it over the top, and it got tipped out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Tigers. Caleb Oswald is going to inbound it. Oswald, one of the seniors. They have 3 seniors: Chauncey Hughes, Caleb Oswald, Kenyon Hodges. Pull-up jumper by Redden. And it's too strong. And a tip in. I think they're going to give it to Dorian Triplett, but I'm not sure he's the guy that tipped it in. That may have been tipped in by Jackson player as they're going for the rebound. But it'll go to Triplett. He was the closest Tiger. 17-2. Peyton Sawyer with a pull-up jumper in the lane. Nothing falling for Jackson. He missed it. Oswald the rebound. Tyrus Redden on the run. Chauncey Hughes, who still has not scored despite the fact that they've got a 15-point lead. Hughes is their top scorer. They haven't needed him so far. Caleb Oswald plays catch on the right side of the floor. Tyrus Redden on the right wing. Between the legs on the dribble. Pierces the paint. Drops it for Triplett, and he scores. Dorian Triplett, and we will get a timeout by 15-year head coach Darren Scott. His team is down by 17. It's 19-2 Central. Wow, what a start for the Tigers. And we will step aside as well. Let's take a 30-second timeout. 19-2 Cape. What a start for the Cape Central Tigers. They are looking for their 13th Christmas Tournament championship and their third in 4 years. And right now, they have a 17-point lead. It's 19-2. Peyton Sawyer works it right to Colton Sire, and we get a whistle away from the ball. Foul on Cape. It's on Kenyon Hodges, his second. It's 2 on Hodges. Only the 5th foul called in this game. We mentioned it earlier, the third place game between Charleston and Notre Dame. 41 fouls called. In this game, only 5. That's what you want. Here's a 3 by Sawyer. Boy, did they need that. Peyton Sawyer with a triple. Only the second field goal of the game for Jackson. And we've got 6:08 to play in the second. 19-5 Tigers. Central beat Charleston in the title game last year. The two teams with the most tournament championships. 18 for Cape Central, 12 for Central. Or 18 for Charleston and 12 for Central. Nice driving layup by Oswald. Boy, no one cut him off. Came right down the lane and used the backboard to get his deuce. Here's Seth Biesick, the 6'9" center. Passes to Sawyer, wraps the pass around for Sire. His jumper rims out, no good. Nothing falling for the Indians. Peyton Sawyer runs down the loose ball, hooks it down to Sire, and he lays it in. Colton Sire's first basket. 21-7. The lead is 14 right now. In the college football playoff, Clemson eviscerated Notre Dame 30-3. Dorian Triplett's three-pointer rattled out. You heard the crowd, ooh, and an eye. It rattled halfway down and jumped out on Triplett. Under the 5-minute mark. 21-7. Central. 14-point lead. Jackson needs points. Dalton Tollison gives it up to Sawyer, and we got a moving screen set by Seth Biesick. So an offensive foul. That's a turnover on Jackson. 21-7. Tyrus Redden going to walk the ball slowly towards center court. And he crosses the timeline. Foul line pass. Chauncey Hughes pulls up with a jumper, in and out. He still hasn't scored. They haven't needed him to. And now Jackson trying to catch the ball, loses it out of bounds.
Number 23, Kenyon.
Nothing, and I mean nothing, is going right for Jackson right now. Cape Central trying to extend the lead. Comes into Redden, drives the left baseline, drops it for Dorian Triplett. And a Jackson foul coming up.
Fouls number 33, Seth Biesink. That's his second.
Seth Biesink, his second foul.
2 for the Tigers.
See what Darren Scott wants to do. His big center's got 2 fouls. Triplett misfires from the free throw line. Dorian Triplett, brother Darian, is on the team as well. And the free throw goes in. 5 points for Dorian Triplett. By the way, if you're tuning in the game tonight, you can email us. We'll read your emails. Our email address is semoradio@gmail.com. SEMO, semoradio@gmail.com. And we'll read your emails on the air. Long three by Peyton Sawyer. Too strong, the rebound to Hughes, outlet to Kenyon Hodges, who's got 2 crowd-pleasing dunks under his belt already in this game. 22-7. Tigers patiently working the ball on offense. Tyrus Redden calls play number 2 with his right hand. And inching out is Dalton Tollison. I don't know why they've got the 6'6" Tollison guarding Central's point guard, but that's who he's got right now. Chauncey Hughes pulls up with a jumper, missed it. Colton Sire the rebound. 3:30 to play before halftime. And don't forget Lucas Presson from Rush Media and SemoBall.com coming up. We'll get a chance to talk with him. The Missourian, of course, the title sponsor of this tournament. Missed jumper by Sawyer. Tyrus Redden did a little hook pass there for Oswald. Redden gets a return feed, tries a 3, and that misses everything. Seth Biesink the rebound for the Indians. Long pass down to Sawyer, lobs it into Tollison. He missed the layup. Good defense by Triplett. Oswald zigzagging his way to the hole, and as he went up, a blocking foul. That's Colton Sire that hit the deck.
Fouls number 14.
Hoping to draw the charge, but it was a block. Caleb Oswald to the line.
Number 12, Caleb Holland at the line to shoot 2.
So far, Oswald has the only 3-point field goal for Cape Central. He has 5 points, now 6, as he hits the free throw. Tigers are 2 of 3 from the stripe thus far. Kenyon Hodges will sit down for the Tigers. Nick Wasilewski has checked in for Jackson. 6'5" freshman. Jackson always has the biggest, tallest team in the tournament, and that is the same way this year. And a missed free throw, and the ball is going to squirt out of bounds. Officials look at each other, and they're going to give it to Central. Now, one of the other trailing officials is going to come up. They may reverse this. 3 officials getting together, trying to decide who's going to get the possession. Jerry DeMent was going to give it to Central, and after a discussion, it'll stay with the Tigers. Darren Scott was hoping that maybe it'd go the other way. Maybe it would go his team's way. Nothing has, really. So far, 23-7. Doriante Tucker, Triplett down to Hughes, who scores, but they're not going to count it. He was fouled on the floor.
Fouls number 4.
Fouls were even at 4 apiece until that one. That is the 5th on Jackson. So no free throws. Hughes was that close to getting his first basket of the night, but it's wiped away. Tyrus Redden, the point guard. Dribbling out front. Kicks it right for Tucker. Hooks it down to the post, and spinning is Triplett. Missed the shot. They're fighting for the loose ball, and it is Tucker with the putback after he got the offensive rebound. Doriante Tucker. And a double dribble on Peyton Sawyer. Another Jackson turnover. 25-7. An 18-point lead. Scoring is slowed down a little bit here. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 2:12 to play. Before halftime, Central in control at the moment. Up 25-7. Eric Shawn back courtside of the Show Me Center. And we welcome in anybody that is tuning in the live video broadcast tonight on cmoball.com. The C-Mobile Videocast is presented by J. Marie's Formal Affairs in Chaffee. 25-7. Cape Central has been in charge since really the opening tip-off. They raced out to a 13-2 lead. Actually, it was 15-2 at the end of the first quarter. Now they're up 25-7. Going to work down on the block is Triplett again. Well, they don't have an answer for Dorian Triplett. 27-7. The first time the lead has grown to 20 today for the Central Tigers. Michael Snyder is in there as the primary ball handler at the moment. Luke Reynolds works it down to Dalton Tollison on the post. Tigers come with a double team and they take it away from Tollison. Noriante Tucker runs right side of the floor, steps on the wing, snaps a two-handed pass out high for Redden, right back to Tucker. On the dribble, kind of lost the handle and he loses the ball. Michael Snyder grabs it. Now they're pawing at the ball as Snyder brings it across center court. And he'll give it up to Luke Reynolds, slided right to Peyton Sawyer. 27-7. Jackson still hasn't gotten to 10 points yet, and we're almost at halftime. Wow. Peyton Sawyer dribbles into the lane, spins, shoots, and it rimmed off. Redden the rebound and a frustration foul on Peyton Sawyer. He couldn't believe that shot didn't go down.
Second personal.
2 on Sawyer. That is 16 fouls on Jackson. We had 21 personal fouls in the first half of the third place game. Just 10 here in the title game. 27-7. Tyrus Redden at the center jump circle. And it looks like the Tigers are going to run clock. Noriante Tucker got it to Chauncey Hughes, who still has not scored in the game. But he's on everybody's all-conference or all-tournament ballot, that's for sure. 26 seconds. A 20-point lead for Central. And Hughes has not been forcing anything or trying to score. He knows he hasn't scored, but his team is rolling right now. Hughes near center court. 14 seconds. He'll drive. Throws it baseline for Oswald for the deuce. What a great unselfish play by Hughes. 29-7. 2 seconds. 1 at the buzzer. And it's going to go for Dalton Tollison right under the basket. And Jackson gets a bucket right before halftime, but they do not get to 10 points. Only 9 points for the Jackson Indians in the first half. And they will head to the halftime locker room to make some adjustments. It is a 20-point lead for Cape Girardeau Central. They appear to be the class of this tournament. Many believe that coming in. And at least in the first half of the championship game, they are certainly in charge. We'll take a timeout. Lucas Preston going to join us from cmoball.com when we come back.
Second number, 80,070. 8070. 8070. And the third number, 7,809. 7809. 7809. That's 7986. 8070. 7809. Attention once again, please. I'd like to direct your attention to half court. The 2018 Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament Committee is pleased to recognize our valued partners who helped make this tournament a success. On the floor is Matt Asher, Tournament Director, along with Lucas Preston, General Manager of Russ Media. The Southeast Missourian is proud to be the presenting sponsor for the 74th Annual Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament. The newspaper and its affiliated sports website, cmoball.com, provide coverage throughout the tournament and give fans award-winning coverage, photos and videos in print and online. And returning this summer is the annual C-Mobile Awards, where the top athletes from the area will be recognized at the River Campus. Read more local news and sports in the daily newspaper and online at semissourian.com and cmoball.com. Mr. Asher would like to present Southeast Missourian with a symbol of sincere gratitude for their support of this year's tournament. Thank you, Southeast Missourian and Mr. Preston. Thank you to all sponsors and advertisers in the tournament program for their continued support of the best of holiday and Christmas tournament in the Southeast Missouri area. Now it's time to shift to the street. 80-70, one more time for 80-70. Our first shooter is Garrett Steiner from Cape Girardeau.
We'll go right after this, Lucas.
77-98. If you have that number, please report to the scores table. 7798.
Welcome back to the Show Me Center. We are at halftime of the championship game, 74th annual Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament. And of course, going into our third decade broadcasting all 26 games, we are on SEMO ESPN 1220. Rio Rock 99.3, and of course, cmoball.com again, broadcasting the live video feed. And if you're watching the live video feed on CMoball, it is presented by J. Marie's Formal Affairs in Chaffee. From Rust Media and cmoball.com, it is Lucas Presson joining us. How has your week gone? How was your Christmas?
Oh, fantastic. It's always it's a great time of year, followed by some great basketball.
And we've had really good basketball. How about this crowd again? I love it. Reminds me of the old days when SEMO used to bring crowds like this into a lot of the games. I love when this place is filled up.
The old shoemate days, right? Yeah, those were some fun times here. So hopefully that'll happen again soon for the Red Hawks. But boy, the Christmas tournament, people that may not go to another basketball game throughout the rest of the season, they'll go to this. You know, particularly the championship game of this year. And it's a fun time to see old friends, watch some basketball, and think about your alma mater.
What's your alma mater?
I'm a Central guy, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you like what you're seeing
2000, I like competitive basketball. I am your politically correct, I like competitive basketball guy.
It's a great answer. So, as you guys, are the title sponsors, the Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament. What year is this now as the title sponsor for the Missourian?
This is the 74th year, so next year a real big one for us. 75 years next year.
I mean, as far as the Missourian being the title sponsor, because it used to be the U-High Christmas Tournament, and I know that the Southeast Missourian, I couldn't remember what year you guys kind of took over that.
So the Southeast Missourian has been affiliated with this tournament even before the Rust took ownership of the Southeast Missourian there. So I believe even when it was called the U-High, I believe we still had an affiliation there. So it's been a long time thing.
A long time.
A lot of folks really enjoy this, and it means something to our readers. and I think they appreciate coming out, and they certainly follow it over the course of the week.
And we certainly appreciate SEMO Ball. I liked the article on Frank Ellis, the public address announcer. I enjoyed reading that, and people recognize that voice. I thought it was great the way you started the piece about sometimes people will recognize Frank Ellis's voice or recognize him, and he starts to run through the ways that they may recognize him, and ultimately they get to, you're the voice of the Christmas tournament.
That's right. He kind of joked about folks will come up to him and say, I need my Frank Ellis hug. But, man, you think about that, 26 games in a tournament, and this is his 26th year. That's a lot of calls he's made and a lot of threes and slams that he was doing, and people love it. I mean, we've had a couple tonight, so that's been fun.
Yeah, Kenyon Hodges with a couple of dunks. Lucas Presson from Russ Media and SEMOBall.com. What's going on at SEMO Ball? And obviously the SEMO Ball Awards still a few months away, but summertime will be here before we know it.
Yeah, we're working on some things for SEMOBall.com right now that I think readers are going to be really excited about. So some things in the works going into 2019. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll have a big announcement probably into February. We have a speaker selected, finalizing that agreement, and it is a voice and a name people will recognize. They will be really happy to hear this year's speaker. So it's going to be fun.
Well, it is always fun, the SEMO Ball Awards, and anything going to change? It's still going to be over at the River Campus. It seems like a perfect location.
Well, it's been really good since we've been at the River Campus, and they do such a great job. And so, again, kids, the athletes and their parents and coaches, we coming in, getting the red carpet treatment again, watching you do the live red carpet radio show, which is always a bunch of fun, have some good food, and then once you get into the River Campus, you're not worried about dishes or anything else. You are just focused on show. Last year we did something different with that opening dance number that was out there.
I think people really liked it.
They got into it. It was a much different way of starting the show than people expected, and so we're potentially looking at some things along those nature again, and it'll be a fun time.
Lucas Presson, Russ Media, SEMOBall.com. How do you see things going here in the second half? You think Jackson's gonna make a comeback here, or is Central gonna hold them off? Any predictions?
Central has a super talented team. They have some height, which is big, but I wouldn't put anything past Darren Scott over there at Jackson, and they're not giving up, I'll tell you that.
No.
So I just made a comment down there. I said, it's interesting that Central's still doing full court press. I mean, we're 29-9 right now, 20-point spread, which is not massive, but it's still enough at the end of the second half. You think would they consider just kind of backing off? But I think they know you can't back off that early, because it very easily these first few minutes of the third quarter are going to be big for Jackson. So watch out.
Hey, and I think a lot of fans really appreciate the video that you're doing tonight, and you've done this for several years now. Some people just they can't make it, but they want to follow it, and now they can watch it.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a number of folks that were watching last year. I know more folks watching tonight. And then what we found is that a lot of people want to watch the game even if they've been here. So this video will be archived on SEMOBall.com. And if you're at the game now and you still want to watch it later, it's still going to be there. Even you can look at last year's game. So it's a tradition that we've been able to start. Thanks to Jay Maurice out of Chaffee for helping us keep that going. But it's a fun thing and something that we reserve, kind of like Frank reserves a few special calls for the championship game.
Right.
We reserve the webcast for the championship game. So it's fun.
Well, thanks for all you do for high school athletics. I know everybody appreciates it. And have a very safe and happy New Year, will you?
Same to you. Thank you, sir.
All right,
appreciate
that's
it.
Lucas Presson of Russ Media, SEMOBall.com. We're underway here in the second half. An alley-oop intended for Kenyon Hodges, and he was fouled. And so we're going to see free throws for Kenyon. Well, he had a couple of crowd-pleasing two-handed dunks in the first half. Scoring pretty spread out for Central. 8 for Caleb Oswald. 6 for Kenyon Hodges, 7 for Dorian Triplett, 4 each for Doriante Tucker and Tyrus Redden. Free throw goes down for Hodges. He'll have another. Got them both. The lefty, Hodges, one of 3 Central seniors. And the Tigers are rolling. They've got a 22-point lead. on Jackson, who has still not gotten to double-digit points yet. 31-9. Sawyer tees up a three. Came up short. Seth Biesink in for the rebound, and he fires it back out to the perimeter. Sawyer between his legs on the dribble backs it up. Two hands at left for Reynolds. They lob it down low, and an easy basket for Dalton Tollison. Boy, they need more of that. They've got some size in there with Tollison at 6'6" and Biesink at 6'9". Can they post them up? Three ball by Oswald is good. Caleb Oswald in double figures now with 11. Well, they left him free on the perimeter, and Oswald sticks the jumper. 34-11. 23-point lead for Cape Girardeau Central. Luke Reynolds working in the right corner against Chauncey Hughes. Skips the pass over the top of the defense here for Sawyer. Finds Sawyer. Hook it down to Tollison. Give and go with Sawyer. Banked it in. And the foul. 3-point opportunity for Peyton Sawyer. Just a great little give and go there with Dalton Tollison. 34-13. 21-point lead for Cape Central. Now, Kenyon Hodges tying his shoe, so the official blows a whistle, says, hey, let's hold up on that free throw until Hodges safely got that shoestring taken care of. Free throw, Sawyer swishes it in. Big 3-point play for the Indians. 34-14, 20 is the lead. Caleb Oswald just hit a three from that right corner a moment ago. Passed up the shot. Tucker drives the baseline, wraps around the pass for Oswald, and he's fouled. Reynolds was there, Biesink was there. See what the official says. It's going to be on Seth Biesink. That is 3 on Biesink.
Second team foul for the Indians.
Lobbing it up to Hodges, little alley-oop, but Hodges ends up on the seat of his pants, and I think they're going to get Luke Reynolds for a little push-off. Going to get Hodges back to the line.
Minus U2, number 23, Kenyon Hodges.
Kenyon Hodges is on my all-tournament ballots. They came around. The media votes on those. I don't know who decides who makes the ballot. 1 or 2 players from each team. Some teams have 3 players available to vote on. But they gather up all those all-tournament ballots from the media members that vote at halftime. So they just came by a few minutes ago, grabbed the ballot. They'll announce the all-tournament team following the end of this one. 36-14. Little blocking foul on the sideline. That'll be on Tyrus Redden, the Central point guard, his first. 2 team fouls on Cape Central. 3 fouls have been called on Jackson. So the fouls are coming a lot quicker here in the third quarter than they did in the first half. A pass intended for Tollison, but it kind of it was wide of the mark, and Caleb Oswald with an easy steal. Chauncey Hughes holding out front, gives it up to Hodges. Boy, 3 key players, seniors on this team: Hodges, Redden, Hughes. Central's got a chance. Oh, a hammer dunk on the left baseline. Throwing it down again, Hodges. Wow, is he athletic. The crowd loves it. He just came and hammered it down with the right hand, and Sawyer goes the other way, scoops it in. That's 8 points. By the way, here's our email address again. If you'd like to email us, it is SEMORadio@gmail.com. SEMO, SEMORadio@gmail.com. And we'll read your emails if you're tuning in the game, listening on the radio, maybe watching the SEMO Ball video broadcast. Jumper by Hodges from the foul line, off the mark. Dalton Tollison grabs it. Now Peyton Sawyer approaches, goes foul line with a pass for Reynolds, and Tyrus Redden picked his pocket. It's a 4-on-2 break, and the bounce was for Tucker, and they can't finish. I don't think Tucker was looking for it. Wow, that was a tough turnover. So it'll go right back to Jackson. They are down by 22 points. It's 38-16. Deep three is an air ball by Salyer. And we'll go back over to the Tigers. Off to our right, the Jackson student section. And they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about at the moment. Still a long way to go. And the Jungle off to our left. And they've had a lot to cheer about. Their Tigers are on top. Big. 4:19 to play in the third. Still time for Jackson. Gonna have to get some stops. 38-16, and scoring has been an issue. Here's Chauncey Hughes. He hasn't scored yet. Now he has. Went to the rim. Got it to go and won. So a 3-point opportunity for Chauncey.
Foul number 14,
Colton Sire will pick up his second foul. Hughes, line to our left. Boy, he's got some bright peach-colored shoes. I'll say they're bright orange. They're not bright orange. They're more of a peach. Line to our left. Hughes, it's up. Rimming, and it's good. First points for Chauncey Hughes. Hey, we got an email here. We'll read it in a moment. You can email us, cmoradio@gmail.com. Luke Reynolds, top of the key. Drives into the paint and was obstructed on his way to the basket. And a personal foul coming up. Gary Randall emails us. Senior pastor said, thanks for streaming the game. Grew up in Cape, but I've been gone since 1995. I still follow Cape Central every chance I get. My nephew and niece, Darren and Jessica Teague, are there watching. So we are texting back and forth. She's a Jackson fan. He's a Central fan. I'm enjoying the broadcast, certainly better than the Alabama-Oklahoma game. Thanks to Gary Randall. Chauncey Hughes, in the meantime, adds to his scoring total. Thank you to Gary Randall. He left Cape in 95, just a couple of years before I got here, 97. Been calling this tournament since 1997. It's always fun. There's a steal. Tyrus Redden throw it ahead to Hughes, in for the layup. Chauncey did not score in the first half, but he's got 7 straight points here in the third. 45-16, a 29-point lead for Central. Well, they're just better than every team in this tournament, it appears. And the jumper, no good. It's a really good Central team. There's Biesink underneath. He is able to score. What a job Drew Church has done with this program. And we'll get a timeout on the floor. 2:51 remaining. We've got a full timeout. Again, our email address is cmoradio@gmail.com. Let's take a break. Title game from the Show Me Center. Central 45, Jackson 18. Big crowd, as we always have on the final day here at the Show Me Center. Just a big turnout. Congratulations, Southeast Missouri, for just coming out and supporting high school basketball like this. 45-18. 27 is the lead for the Tigers. They have not been pressed. They were up 15-2 after one quarter. It was 29-9 at halftime. Chauncey Hughes with a pull-up jumper. Left it short. Got his own rebound, though. The offensive rebound was grabbed by one of his teammates, and they give it back to Chauncey, and he's able to get to the rim and finish again. It's 9 third-quarter points for Hughes. Anthony Mackins, 6'2" sophomore, checks in. Here's a steal by Hodges. Oh! He could not get his steps right. He kind of stumbled. Crowd wanted a dunk, but he could only just lay it in. He was thinking about what kind of a dunk he was going to do, and feet kind of got tangled. Now he got the layup, but not the dunk he was hoping for. Biesink fires an air ball from 3. And the air ball chants start from the jungle over to our left. They're raining the air ball chants out. Tyrus Redden out front. Central up 49-18. It's a 31-point lead for the Tigers. Kenyon Hodges. He will be on the all-tournament team, so will Chauncey Hughes. I don't know if Tyrus Redden will or not. He was on the ballot. We'll see. Peyton Sawyer, Colton Sire, those were 2 options for Jackson on the all-tournament team. This shot, that was blocked by Tollison, I believe, and Peyton Sawyer racing the other way. Lost control of the ball. It's going to sneak out of bounds. In the meantime, the 6'6" Chase Robinson comes onto the floor to replace Seth Biesink for the Indians. 1:22 to play in the third. 74th annual Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament. 1:19 on the clock. Mackins in the backcourt. And he throws it front court for Hodges. Kick back for Chauncey Hughes. Very patient are the Tigers. They have made very few mistakes in this tournament. They are so well coached by Drew Church. Into the lane is Hughes. He gallops at the rim and will get a personal foul. Officials are going to talk to each other, though. Usually a foul call, they just go to the scores table and say who it's on. I think it's on Chase Robinson. So the Tigers will inbound right in front of the Central cheerleaders. Tyrus Redden faked the jump shot with 56 seconds to play. Here in the third. It's been all Central tonight. Tiger fans have had a lot to cheer about. Jackson fans, not so much tonight. But they have made the championship game. This is the 20th time they have played in the tournament championship game. Jackson has won 6 of those 20 appearances. And no team has lost in the championship game more than Jackson in the history of the tournament. And Redden is just going to run clock. 18 seconds. Jackson's not going to go out there to challenge him. So he's going to try and settle for a last shot. Now he approaches with 10. Behind the arc with 8. To the baseline with 6. And he's fouled with 6.5 on the clock. Tyrus Redden. And they'll call it on Colton Sire of Jackson. Tyrus Redden, 4 points. He has not attempted a free throw. The Tigers are a perfect 5 of 5 from the line in the second half. They're doing everything right. Redden, free throw. Rimming, and he got the roll. Everything working right now for the Tigers. Drew Church, one of his assistants, Mike Church, a longtime Division I assistant coach for Rick Samuel at Eastern Illinois University. And he's been on Drew's staff, I think, since the beginning. 13 years. Free throw is good by Redden. They are so well coached. Who's going to win that district championship game between Central and Sikeston? How good's that game going to be? Sikeston is undefeated. Central has 1 loss. I believe the Tigers are 10-1. And we will go to the fourth quarter. It's a 33-point lead for Cape Girardeau Central as they look for their 13th tournament title. Here we go, fourth quarter, and this one is all Cape Central tonight. Tigers cruising right now, 51-18, 33-point lead. And we'll get a whistle and a foul. And we've got a running clock here in the fourth quarter. 51-18. Inbounds play to Colton Sire of Jackson. Chase Robinson throws it backdoor to Luke Reynolds. Reynolds drives to the left baseline, and a blocking foul coming up on Chauncey Hughes. Not going to stop the clock, though. Fourth quarter in Missouri. Got a 30-point lead or more. It's a running clock. You don't get the running clock in the championship game of this tournament very often. That's how dominant Central has been. A steal. Here's Hodges. Throws it down. Fans love it. Kenyatta Hodges with his third, make it the fourth dunk he's had tonight. 4 dunks. 3 of them with 2 hands, and then he almost got sideways on that hammer dunk earlier with his right hand. And we're going to get a block shot and a personal foul. Luke Reynolds going to go to the free throw line. 3 new Central players are coming in. Deshaun Franklin, Dorian Triplett, Anthony Mackins, and here come the seniors, Kenyatta Hodges, Caleb Oswald, Chauncey Hughes getting handshakes from Drew Church. He is taking his seniors out. The 3 seniors come out, and a big ovation from the Central fans as they know that's the last minutes they're going to play in this tournament. But they're going to go out champs. Barring a miraculous comeback, a 3 by Triplett in the left corner is good. Darian Triplett in double figures with 10. 56-18. To the right baseline, Reynolds, and we'll get a blocking foul. 5:34 and counting. Clock is running.
Number 21, Doriante Tucker. Second personal. Team foul number 5 from the Tigers.
It's a great stretch for Cape Central. This will be their 3rd tournament title in 4 years. Separated only by the 2016 tournament where Charleston beat Advance. Central beat Jackson 3 years ago. They beat Charleston last year, and they're going to beat Jackson tonight. Under the 5-minute mark. Thanks also to Lucas Preston, who joined us at halftime. Hope you had a chance to hear from Lucas. He said February we'll know who the SEMO Ball keynote speaker will be, the SEMO Ball Awards. So they're finalizing plans now. We tried to get the info from him, but he wouldn't let the cat out of the bag. So we'll have to wait until February, and there will be a big announcement as they normally do. And that'll be fun. The SEMO Ball Awards coming in July. And a loose ball grabbed by the Indians. Peyton Sawyer up the far sideline. 56-20, and a runner that banks home. Peyton Sawyer now with 12 points. 56-22. 44 or a 34-point lead. And a timeout by Drew Church. It's not going to be a full timeout. He just wants to get his players into the game. Zach Moore and T.J. Thornton. It was a timeout simply. You get Tyrus Redden out. Gets a hug from his coach. All the starters out of the game. Zach Moore will inbound it for Central. 4 minutes to go. And Drew Church and company going to hoist the total in about 4 minutes from right now, barring any stoppages. Zach Moore, wing right here for the Tigers. Zach puts it on the floor, bobbled it, now it's loose, and it squirts away, and it comes to Tollison, throws it ahead, Reynolds went in, and a whistle. And Luke Reynolds going to get a chance to go to the free throw line. Luke Reynolds looking for his first points tonight, and he can get them from the stripe. 56-22, Jackson with just 22 points tonight. Free throw is good. This will be just the second loss for Jackson. 11-1. Running clock. Free throw. Rims in. (56-24). 2:52 and counting. TJ Thornton for Cape Central. Works it left for Anthony Mackins to the free throw line. Pulls up with a jumper and missed it. Ball tipped. Comes right back to Mackins. He works it left. Zach Moore tries a three. Banked it strong. Rebounded by Luke Reynolds. Loses the ball at midcourt. TJ Thornton comes up with it for the Tigers. Two Jackson defenders running at Thornton. Splits the defenders. Gives it to Moore. And now a bounce. Right corner three. Darion triplet. And that one won't go. And 5 new Jackson players are coming in. 2 more Tigers on the floor. Henry Brown checking in. And T. Huff for the Tigers. Quinn Scott, freshman, out there. I'm guessing that's Darren's son. And he'll try the jumper and scores.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes to play. Quinn Scott with the jump shot. 56-26. Oh, we got some emails here. Wow. John Zimmer emailing us saying in the Christmas championship game, is the 30-point rule where the clock runs ever been invoked? It's a really good question, and I'm not sure that I've ever seen it. Very rare for the running clock. And at the free throw line, Henry Brown unable to connect. He's looking for his first point of the championship game. 1:15, clock running. Brown, line to our left, and it goes in. He's in the scorebook with a free throw, Henry Brown. Jackson trailing by 31 with 1 minute to play. And a ball into the left corner for Austin Gilliland as Darren Scott has emptied his bench. Gilliland, one dribble. Throws it high post here for Rhett Lively, who's on the football team. Shot blocked down to the post by Central's T. Huff. Ball will squirt out of bounds, and it will belong to the Indians. Luke Murley going to inbound it. 33 seconds. Inbounds play, a three by Gilliland. No good. That would have shut down the running clock, by the way, if that shot would have went in. Henry Brown running the other way for the Tigers. We're going to win there. 13th tournament title, their third in the last 4 years, and I think Drew Church tells his team, let's just run it out. What a tournament for Cape Central. They are going to post a 31-point victory. We'll try to talk with Drew Church. We talked with him last year after they won it. Tigers are the champions. Their 13th tournament championship. And they will take home the big trophy tonight. And we want to thank cmoball.com for the video streaming of the game tonight. And it was presented, the video, by J. Marie's Formal Affairs in Chaffee. We thank them for the video stream. We're going to have a full post game. We'll have the all-tournament team for you, the tournament MVP, and we'll talk with the victorious head coach of the Tigers, Drew Church. Full post game on the radio side coming up. 57-26. The Cape Central Tigers are the champs. We'll take a timeout and return to the Show Me Center. are presenting some hardware here at the Show Me Center. We'll let you listen in. Coach Drew Church is here as well. They're handing out the consolation trophy right now. And Coach, congratulations, man! What a great tournament you guys had. I mean, you played nearly mistake-free basketball in this tournament. I know coaches are never satisfied, but man, you guys really took care of the ball, ran your offense with patience, and really were never pushed in this game.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We got a great group of guys. They're very unselfish. They love to defend, and they're just great to be around. And it's fun to watch them play so hard and to just really play the game of basketball the right way.
How about the way the crowd got into it, man? Kenyon Hodges knows how to electrify the fans. I thought the jungle was going to come over the railing there. He had 4 dunks in the game, and they loved it.
He does, and he's really come on for us. And he's so athletic. And we actually talked before the game. I said, you've never really got fouled on a dunk before. That means you're getting dunks when you're wide open. How about trying in traffic, to get fouled by going up that strong? And I think he did a little better tonight. In our offense, was able to win up. So he's only going to get better, and hopefully our team is also.
Boy, just a fantastic run. Not just this year, but this is 3 years out of the last 4 you've won this championship.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've had some great players, and they've really bought into playing hard, and I'm just really proud of them.
All right, can you? Is it too early to rate where this team might rank? Maybe in the last the 2 other teams that won this tournament championship?
Yeah, that's pretty hard. This team guards well. I think we're harder to guard for other teams this year. We've always had a big. This year we don't really have a big, so we're kind of have a matchup problem. We got 5 guys that can dribble, shoot, and pass, and that really play well together. And you got a couple guys off the bench that know their roles. So it's fun to coach, and they're really playing well right now.
Don't want to jump ahead of ourselves, but a lot of people are already, hoping to get tickets for that Sykeston Cape Central District Championship game. There's a long way between now and then, but boy, you play in a really tough district. Sykeston's really good too.
We sure do, and our motto every year is we try to get better every day, and when we get to districts, we want to be playing our best basketball, and we've made it. We go to DeSmet next week, and we have a tough schedule coming up that'll test us for that.
Did you play as clean a game tonight as you played all season?
I think so. I think tonight we defended well, and I was really worried about their bigs coming in, and they do a really good job of high-low and offensive rebounds. I thought we really played a clean game, took our time on offense, got out in transition when it was there, but on the defensive end, I think we really made everything tough for them tonight.
And something else, Chauncey Hughes is such a great scorer. He hadn't scored in the first half at all, and it didn't look like it bothered him. He passed up shots to distribute the ball. He got some of his points in the third quarter, but not a lot of players are like that, especially when they're a team's leading scorer and they're playing in a big venue like this.
Yeah, Chauncey's a special one. He doesn't really care about that. Whatever it takes to help the team, and he's such a tough kid, and he's a warrior, and I wish I had him for a few more years, but he deserves everything he's going to get this year.
All right. I know you got to get out there with your team. Thanks so much for the time. Congrats. All right. That's Drew Church. We got to let him go because he's headed out onto the floor as the Tigers are going to get the big trophy right now. And they are all gathered around Matt Asher, who is the tournament director. And Coach Drew Church headed back to the sideline. We appreciate him taking some time to join us, and we would have asked him. I know it's fun for him to coach with his dad and to share moments like that with his father. 3 times in the last 4 years, Drew Church has led this program to the top of the mountain as far as tournaments go in Southeast Missouri, the Christmas Tournament Championship. 2015, they also beat Jackson. Remember, it's just the 4th time that these 2 teams have ever met in the championship game. Jackson won the first 2. Cape has now won the last 2. In 2015 was the last time these 2 teams met in the championship game. And then tonight, and again, if you're just joining us, boy, Central was up 15-2 after 1 quarter. And that was just a little indicator of what the night was going to be like, because they really were not pushed in this game. 57-26 the final score, and Lucas Preston is out there. I think we're going to have the all-tournament team coming up.
Good evening. Thank you to the tournament committee, all the teams that played this year, the Cape Central 96 points from Oak Ridge, David Layton.
So the fans voted who the MVP of the tournament was going to be. And Oak Ridge's David Layton averaged 30 points per game. He's still here. And he's coming down out of the stands. And they're going to give him a plaque for the fan-voted MVP. Don't worry, they're going to name the all-tournament team, and Layton will be on the all-tournament team. There's no doubt about that. They're about ready to name the all-tournament team. And we'll have probably multiple players from Cape and Jackson, maybe 3 players from Cape. I mean, you may see Tyrus Redden, Kenyon Hodges, and Chauncey Hughes. We'll see. There were 2.
Thank you all again for coming out for the Christmas tournament, the Southeast Missouri Christmas tournament. I'm going to turn it back over to Frank Ellis as we talk about our all-tournament team. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
I think Frank Ellis is going to give us the all-tournament team. And it was voted on by the members of the media that were covering the game, print media, radio media, television as well. And he is about ready to do that. Bruce Qualls out there with the medals.
All right, our presentation of the all-tournament team. From ORAD, Jacob Shoemaker. Is that loud as he got it?
Jacob Shoemaker is here, and he's coming out. He's going to get his medal, red ribbon, and a gold
From
medal.
Jackson, Peyton Sawyer.
Indians still over there on the visiting bench, and Peyton Sawyer will come out, pick up his medal as well for Jackson. Who
From
finished
Cape
second.
Central, Tyrus Redden.
And the point guard did make it. Tyrus Redden. Central may get 3 players on there. Hodges and Hughes may make it as well.
From Delta, Eric Berry.
Eric Berry from Delta voted on. Doesn't look like Eric Berry is here. We don't see Eric
From
Berry.
Charleston, Teridian Bogan.
Bogan is still here.
Okay.
For the Charleston Blue Jays.
Okay.
Got his backpack and his hoodie with Charleston on it from the Final Four last year. When they made it to the Final Four, they were a win away from a state title. And Eric Berry is here. For Delta, he'll come
From
out and get
Cape
his
Central,
medal.
Chauncey Hughes.
Chauncey Hughes, one of the elite players in this tournament. You heard Drew Church talk about how special of a young man he is.
From Notre Dame, Thomas Crippen.
Thomas Crippen voted on for the Notre Dame Bulldogs, who finished 4th. They lost in the 3rd place game to Charleston.
From Scott County Central, Edward Farr.
Edward Farr, who hit that buzzer beater to give the consolation finals trophy to the Scott County Central Braves.
You don't see him?
Don't see Edward
From
Farr.
Oak Ridge, David Layton.
And David Layton, who was voted fan MVP, comes back down out of the stands. And he will be on the all-tournament team.
Last but certainly not least, from Cape Central, Kenyon Hodges.
Fan favorite, Kenyon Hodges had 4 dunks in the title game. And there you have your all-tournament team.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to present to you the 2018 Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament All-Tournament Team.
Nice hand. Still a decent amount of fans are still here. They wanted to see the all-tournament team announced. And now they will head for the exits. And
This
that's
concludes our 2018 Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament. We look forward to the 2019 tournament, Lord will. On behalf of the entire Christmas Tournament staff, we wish you and your participation We appreciate you and your participation and wish you a safe and happy New Year.
Thank you to Frank Ellis, who just wrapped up his 26th year behind that microphone as the public address announcing voice here of the tournament. That's going to do it for us. We want to thank Cody Sandusky, who put in so much hard work this week in broadcasting the games, and we certainly appreciate all that he does at River Radio, thanks to SEMO Ball and our alignment with them, certainly for the video for this final game. Thanks to all of the directors in the tournament. And again, I want to say thank you to Nancy Glover, who behind the scenes mans that hospitality room. And you talk about some hard work back there. We appreciate everything she does. Of course, Frank Ellis, the PA voice, and great turnout again here. For the fans come out as they always do for this outstanding tournament. We want to thank our tournament sponsors here on the radio: Pro Image Sports, EBOMD, Caston, Fireplaces and Hot Tubs, the Bank of Advance, and Texas Roadhouse. Just a fantastic tournament again, and the champion is Cape Girardeau Central, a 31-point win over the number 3 seed, the Jackson Indians. The final score again tonight, 57-26. That's going to wrap it up here from the Show Me Center. We'll get you back to regular programming. Please make it a very safe and happy New Year, and we will talk to you again in 2019. Enjoy your New Year, and for a final time, everybody, so long from the Show Me Center.